Hello, everyone, and welcome to the demo day for Labs 9 and Part-Time 1. I'm Brian Doyle. I am the director of Lambda Labs, and we've got lots of cool stuff to show you today. Carlos, you're asking if we can share the Zoom link. Yeah, sure, go for it. The more the merrier. We got room for lots more. So for those of you who haven't experienced it yet or might be guests, Lambda Labs is our 5+ week internship-like program where students are formed into teams and they spend those 5 weeks working really hard to make the cool web apps that you're about to see today based off of specifications that we provide for them. So as a result, all of our newly minted software engineers have experience working in a very job-like condition. All right. So to start out, we have Knowledge Rocket from Part-Time 1, which will be a video presentation, and I will share my screen and we'll take a look at that. Can you all see the Knowledge Rocket video? Awesome, thank you. Here we go.
So Knowledge Rocket, it's a tool for teachers that promotes effective learning through virtual online quizzes. Each quiz is sent at a different interval of 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months. These are emails that contain a URL for the quiz the student will be taking. And for our stack, we're using React Redux for the front end and Django Python for the back end. And here, we'll log in to our splash page, which we have user personalized splash page. These are all the classes associated with my username. And in here, you can access those individual classes, and each class has a list of rockets connected and students connected, as well as it's connected to the user. So these are all unique to the user, and they all are associated to the class via Python, Django model relationships or the SQL database. And so we'll create a class here. And as you see there, once we load that up, there'll be no students. We'll add a student, and then there we are. Can remove students, but as you can see, there's no rockets for this particular class. So to create rockets, you would fill out this form. It's a large form. All the information that needed to create the 2-day review, 2-week, and then 2-month review will be entered on this form. When you hit create, it actually sends you back and shows you that rocket right here. And so now, these are the students associated to this class. So we'll go into the creating the actual URL. So we'll put in our class, and then we'll get the actual, it's a preview of what the quiz would be. Send in our title and message that you want to be on the email, and then when you build and send the email, it sends this URL to the student, or the group list of students. Here you'll see I've sent an email to myself, from myself, and I sent to 2 different users, and then it has that link, and then there's your quiz. So you read this is the class, you read the question, submit your answer, and it lets you know what the correct answer is. Looks like I picked the wrong answer. There's no tracking of answers as far as like whether you got it right or wrong. It's just a participation-based quiz.
All righty, that was Knowledge Rocket. I'm not sure if any of the folks from the part-time program were able to join today, but great work with that. And again, if you have questions or comments, feel free to share them in the chat. Next up, we have Adventure Tracker. I guess that's called Backwoods. I like the name, but I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. I've just realized. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. Alrighty, I will share, and let's take a look at this next video.
I'm Victor Montoya, and I help build Backwoods, the app for hikers, mountain climbers, along with Thuy, Andrew, Usman, Alex, Frank, and John. So Backwoods is an app for hikers, trailblazers, and climbers. We've implemented many core features, including planning, tracking your trip, sharing through social, and a couple of safety features. Now I'm going to pass it over to Thuy, who's going to tell you how you can get started.
Thank you. Now let's sign in and get connected. If you already have a social account like Google, you can skip the registrations. With single sign-on, the next time you log in, you don't need to re-enter your credentials. We use 5-way authentication for a complete drop-in solutions and allow multiple social providers.
Okay, and now we're going to go to our create trip view where users can plan and create their trip. Our map functionality is built using the Google Maps API integrated into React. And we can plan our route by adding waypoints to the map. Once we're happy with that, we can finish the process by clicking Create Trip.
Once the trip is created, we draw the trip's pathline and calculate the distance and elevation delta between them, which you can see here. We also draw an SVG chart, which uses D3 to take a bunch of, well, uses the Google Elevations API to take a bunch of samples along the path, and D3 to actually draw it. And in the D3 callback, we just draw a little blue dot on the screen, depending on where the elevation was taken.
Okay, once the user decides to start their trip, they're presented with the option to activate our built-in safety feature, which will send an SMS alert using the Twilio API if the user does not complete their trip within their specified time limit.
So once the user started the trip, they can mark individual waypoints as complete. And you can see that the path line is updating colors to indicate that. And once the user has completed a trip, it will appear on their dashboard among their other trips.
The public-facing trip is for when we want to share the trip with someone. The component provides live update of the trip. When we click the share button, a modal pops up and gives you the link for the public-facing trip. When clicked, the link is copied and is ready to be shared. The component is similar to actual active trip, however, it uses public routes and endpoints instead of protected ones. The upgrade tab has subscription option. Stripe.js was used for handling billing. Upgrading the subscription gives you premium features such as number of trips, and will eventually have additional features like offline maps.
Alrighty, very nice. That was Backwoods Tracker. I really like the elevation change that they added. That's a new thing that I haven't seen before. Very well implemented. Nicely done. Super cool. Okay, so that is the end of our recorded presentations. And again, those are part-time students who work in evenings or go to school in evenings and work during the day, so it's difficult for them to make this presentation. But they get the same program as everyone else and have done some super cool stuff with it. Okay, next up, we have Rahul with Cadence. So I will unmute you. You should be able to unmute and share your screen and show us what you've got.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Cool. Just bear with me as I share. And can you see my screen now?
Yep.
Wonderful. And I'm going to go on video mute, just that my internet is not overtaxed. Great. So as many of you know, all sorts of businesses from cafes to construction sites need to schedule their employees to function effectively. But many small businesses waste hours each week trying to schedule shifts using arcane spreadsheets or convoluted software from the 90s. Cadence is here to help. Cadence is a shift scheduling assistant built for small businesses from the ground up. It takes the stress out of scheduling by putting simplicity and design first. So we cover off some of our features on the landing page, and we actually did real user tests to get feedback. And so Bill said, I used to spend half my day scheduling. Cadence feels like I now have a human helper. Finally, we have 3 pricing plans, a free tier, a pro tier, and an enterprise tier that's to be built. Let's go ahead and sign up. Sign in with email, and let's say, let's be Brian for the day, brian@lambda.com. And Doyle, and password. Cool, and let's throw in a fake number. E-learning seems appropriate, and let's go ahead and register. So what you'll notice is that we have a tutorial that automatically starts when a new user logs in. And this is because B2B software is generally somewhat confusing. Most companies, Zoom included, generally throw webinars so that they can teach users. But we felt that Cadence should be able to help you whenever you need it. And so we want our first-time users to know exactly what to do right when they log in. So you can search through your list of employees to find the one you need. You can see their availability so that you can schedule with confidence. And you can see their PTO status so that you don't schedule someone on their day off. We've also integrated video so that you can see the interactions that you can possibly make on the calendar. So you just drag an employee card right to the calendar to schedule a shift. You can resize, move shifts around, and click to delete them. And that guy will delete real soon. Okay. We've also made it really easy for you to adjust your business's hours of operation. We know that many businesses run on a seasonal basis and their hours change. So we wanted owners to be able to adjust that as they needed. And then our tour will directly take you to the next page. So on this page, you'll be able to see all the employees of the company at a glance. So again, you can see their availabilities. You can see their time off and manipulate them very easily. And if you want to edit their availability, that's easy to do in the same slider format. And if you want to fire an employee, you can just delete them right out of our application. And you can go ahead and add employees very easily. So let's go ahead and add someone. So let's add Austin. And we'll send a fake email because I don't want to bother Austin for real. And so our fake Austin will now have an email invite in his inbox that he can use to access Cadence for Lambda School. We can go ahead and delete Aaron. And if we want to upgrade our account to have 20 users, we can go ahead and do that. And that's powered by Stripe. And this is a $20 a month subscription, and you'll be billed automatically each month. If you decide you no longer want it, it's just click to cancel it. Then an individual employee who's scheduled can check out a calendar view. And obviously, since this is a brand new account, no one has shifts currently. You'll be able to see your upcoming shifts. You'll be able to see your weekly availability, as well as time off, and to make requests for time off. So let's say that Brian is going to be sick a week from now, and somehow he can read the future or read some tea leaves. So I'll be sick, and it shows up automatically. And if, for example, he wanted to change his contact preferences, he could go ahead and do that. And finally, you can log out. And the team is Camry, myself, Adam, Carlos, and Samuel. And that's Cadence. I think you're muted, Brian.
All right. Thank you very much, Rahul. Excellent demo. Really cool app. I particularly like the drag and drop that you all were able to get working with that. That is definitely a cool thing. You guys can hear me now, right? Zoom just said it cannot detect my microphone, but it's been twitchy the last update. Okay, great. Next up, we have William with FlexLog. I believe it's DeFulvio. If not, let me know. You should be able to unmute yourself and show us.
DeFulvio. It's a very Italian last name. All right. Let me share my screen. Quick shout out to Raul and the Cadence team. I love seeing my name up there. Given the testimonial, he actually did some user testing for us as well. So just the sense of community at Lambda is fantastic. I just wanted to give that shout out. Okay, so this is FlexLog, and this is myself, Bill DeFulvio, along with Joe Stanfield, Chris Cedeno, Elvis Ibarra, and Matthew Wright. And I'm going to take you through the application as a returning user. And as a team, we think that our app is going to be used a lot during mobile because people will be at the gym, so they'll be using it on the phone a lot. So we're going to take you through the mobile application. So test.com. Okay, so when we sign in, I immediately get taken to my workouts. As you can see, we have this loading. Looks like Heroku backend is taking some time to wake up, but it's a good way to show you that we actually added these loading animations across the website, so that they're not just staring at a blank screen, and there's actually some sort of interaction, letting the user know that something is working, and we're just taking a little time. So first we go to my workouts, where I can see my workouts that I have already created. I can choose to filter that by category, and it lists the workouts based on what category they are. I'm also going to now add a workout. So when I click on add a workout, I'm going to make a abs day, sure. And that I'm going to add a category because I don't have an abs category yet. So I'm going to make an abs category right there. And you can see the category now changes to abs. So I'm going to do some crunches, and those crunches are going to have 40 weight and 3 sets of 12 reps. Sure. I have an option to add more exercises as I see fit, but right now I'm just going to add the one. So when I submit it, you can see that it now gets populated on there. And when I go down to abs, it's there as well. And I can also choose to edit those if I wanted to. If I wanted to change that to 45 or something like that, I can always choose to update that. So now that I've created my workout, I need to schedule it. So I go to my schedule tab where I can see my calendar of all my completed and upcoming workouts, past and present. So today is the 8th, as we can see by our little blue mark right there. And first things first, I have my upcoming workouts, but I had a workout yesterday that I finished. I just forgot to mark as complete. So this is yesterday's workout. I did my incline presses, and I'm just going to mark that as complete. And you can see that changes color to signify that it has been completed. So now I have my workout scheduled for next week, but I want to schedule a workout for today. I want to schedule my new workout. So we're going to go to abs, and I see my new workout, and I'm going to go ahead and schedule that. Once I schedule it, I can see that it is now added as incomplete because I just scheduled it. And it also jumps to the top of my upcoming workouts because now it is the first workout upcoming. So our upcoming workouts does base it on today moving forward. It doesn't pay any attention to past workouts. So now that I have that scheduled, I'm feeling pretty good today. So I do want to add my metrics. Feeling good, looking good. So let's go and add our metrics here. So we're going to add it for today. And today I weighed 245. I swear to God, I promise. Hips, I'm going to do, let's say 24. I promise these are fake numbers. Please don't judge me. 7s and 10s. And we're gonna submit my new progress. Now, once I submit it, you can see that it updates with the most recent information, and our graph up here also updates with the most recent information. Before, the 7th was the most recent day, but now we have today's information there as well. And as we change our metric, the graphs change as well as the daily entries change. So we can see our daily entries for each one of these metrics. If I made a mistake, I can always go ahead and either delete it completely or just edit any part of that day's snapshot of metrics. One quick side note is that the hips, waist, arms, and legs are actually premium features for our pro users. So I have another user here that is not a pro user and is a basic, and you can see that they only have the option to update their weight. But if they want to, they can choose to upgrade now, and it brings us to our upgrade, which is powered by Stripe as well. That is FlexLog. We had a lot of fun making the application, and we truly are proud of the application to our project manager, Thomas, who is awesome. Thank you, everybody.
All righty, thank you as well. And I'm definitely need some Gatorade to cool down after that workout. Okay. Next up, we have Kieran with Backpacka. Let me give you the floor. All right, you should be able to unmute and take us away.
Hey folks, can you hear me?
Yep.
Did it unmute? Okay, sweet. Zoom control disappeared on me. So I'm Kieran, my team is Lola, Jacob, Connor, and this is Al right here. And we would all like to welcome you to Backpacka. So you can log in or sign up using Auth0, and then it will take you to our beautiful app made in React with Apollo Client on the front end and GraphQL Yoga and Prisma on the back end. We decided that since we were dealing with nested data structures, it would be a lot of fun to try GraphQL, take that out for a spin. You may have seen there a little alpaca fact while we were logging in. That is our loading screen for logging. There are several. They are fun. I encourage you to log in and log out a bunch of times just to get to read them because they are entertaining. When you log in, it takes you here to your profile. You can edit your profile from right here. You don't have to go to another page or anything. You can edit your name, email, your bio, or you can switch to automate scratch off if you don't like fun. And you can switch to private user if you would like to hide yourself from the world and not appear in the drop-down searches of other users. You can also change your profile picture or delete your account, which nobody wants that, right? So let's click out of that. If you come over here, we have a visits chart that will break down your visits for you so that you can actually have a feeling of like how many places you've been versus how many places you want to go. I personally, obviously, have not traveled much, but would like to travel everywhere, which is why 92% of my visits are wish lists. 1% are lived, and I have only been to 7% of the places I would like to go thus far. You can also click over here to your friends list, and you will see the folks that you have already added. This isn't your only interaction with friends, though. You can come up here and search in the dropdown. I see that I'm missing a member of my team, so I'm gonna go check out Connor. I can see that Connor's got 7 visits and apparently has an awesome new bio. And directly from here, I can add him as a friend, and I don't even have to go anywhere. I can immediately go over and see what those 7 visits are, and it will take me to the map, which is obviously the core of this whole thing. I can see what Connor has added as his visits. I can toggle my own visits over on top of them. These are borders. It's a little hard to see in the green theme though. So, hey, green's not my favorite color. Let's switch to red. Let's switch to purple. Map themes are a new thing that we added and I'm very excited about them. I can also switch this back to my own travels. And now the borders toggle will be showing the highest level of visit from one of my friends. So I can turn that on and off. Let's go check out a country and see what, that I already have a visit for and see what maybe other folks have been there. Oh, hey, Lola's been there. That's cool. I'm gonna check out Lola real quick. I'm going to come over here and see if Lola has any notes for me about Hungary. Oh, she does. She's planning a trip for spring 2020. So she hasn't been there yet. She's planning to be there. That's cool. Maybe I can hop on that trip with her. I can come over here and let's see. Oh, I missed something. I definitely want to go to Iceland, guys. Have you seen Iceland? It's amazing. I want to take one of those helicopter tours. So I'm going to go ahead and add Iceland to my wish list here. And actually, you'll see that nothing happened to Iceland over here. I have to scratch off this country with my beautiful little coin cursor. After a certain amount of it is scratched off, it will automatically do it for me. And you will note that, oh, it's in the gray theme, so it might be a little hard to see. You will note that Iceland actually changes color for me. I can go ahead and update if I have flown through, and I can switch it to transited instead, and it will update for me immediately-ish. I can also clear the visit directly from here, or add notes, or check out which friends have been there. And that, in essence, is Backpacka.
All right, thank you very much. Great work, great application, and great llama.
It's an alpaca.
I mean alpaca, I'm sorry. My
Shorter,
apologies.
legs.
And a much better fluffy tail. Okay, thank you very much, Kieran. Next up, we have Ed with Bonafide. Let me give Ed the floor. You should be able to unmute yourself now and show us your application.
Hi, I think I unmuted myself. Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day, everybody. My name is Ed. I'm part of the Bonafide team, featuring these people. This is my squad. That's me. That's Carlo. This is Alex. That's Brad. Well, this is Brad right here. And we are the team behind Bonafide. Bonafide is an application that we've spent, oh my God, the last month. Can you believe it's been a month? We've spent the last 4 weeks working this out. Bonafide is an application that we developed to help you discover businesses and places of interest, whether you're in town, whether you're out of town, home, away, exotic, local, anywhere you want. When you first open Bonafide, you're presented with this large navigational component, which is to kind of capture the essence of sites like Yelp or Foursquare. We want to try to distill the direction of what you do at Bonafide. We want to present you right away with something to direct you. What are you looking for? But before we get into that, to go further on down the homepage, you're presented with other popular businesses that our users have talked about recently, that have something to say about, that have been and want to tell people about. In these card elements, you can see these are the top 8 in a very MySpace-like presentation. And further down the page, you also have the popular reviewers. That is the biggest mouths that are moving about their experience at these businesses. Again, also the top 8. And these are users that are registered with us. You have to register to leave a review. But let's say I'll sign in. I already have an account, so I can sign in as myself. And now that I'm logged in, you can see that my avatar, which is actually a gravatar that is registered to my email address, is displayed, which is a really cool thing we were able to implement, is being able to pull the gravatar associated with that email address. So let's say I'm going to search for business. There's a place around me that I do a lot of my Lambda work. I've gotten a lot of code done. Milk Crate Records, Milk Crate Cafe is a record shop / coffee shop in Philadelphia. If you ever get a chance, it's one of my favorite spots. So you're presented with a search result that I should also demonstrate. As I search for that, you have this search field which populates. So I begin to type in the first couple letters, and it'll begin to suggest things for me. So again, I'll open that. The Milk Crate Cafe, I'm presented with a search result coming from the Google Places API. This is where we're pulling our information from, presented with an image of the business, the name, the average score rank, which is represented by the star component, which is updated depending on the score 0 to 5. and the other details of the business, such as the address, the phone number, the website, if there is one, as well as the hours that are provided, and this Boolean, which lets you know if you're on the go and you're maybe on a cell phone, you could just see that it's open right now. And the core of Bonafide is leaving reviews if you have something to say about this particular business. So now that I'm logged in, I will leave a review. And in this modal, I'll give my review a title. I will title it My Experience at Milk Crate Cafe, Milk Crate Cage. What did I think? I thought it was great. I will come back every day. And of course, the rating, I'll leave it a 4. I like Milk Crate. I like Milk Crate a lot. I'll submit my review, and now I'm displayed as a review on this page with my gravatar and my title, my review. Here's my ranking. So I can go back to the homepage and I can check out some of the other businesses that other people are talking about. So for example, I've always wanted to see Coors Field, the Colorado Rockies baseball stadium. And so I can open this business. It'll be the same result that you come to expect. And I also see these other reviews here. If you're wondering what these avatars are, this is for users that don't have a gravatar set up. So that's sort of like the default, a de facto review or avatar. But same could be said for going to popular reviewers. I know this guy, Steve, happens to know where all the spots are, so I could see where Steve's gone and reviews that he's left for businesses. So he's got some things to say about these places. I have no idea where these are, but if I wanted to, I could look them up and see where they are if I go to visit Steve on my next vacation. So let's take a step back and think to ourselves, what if we have, say, a business that we've had some second thoughts about? I could open up my profile and see the businesses that I've reviewed. Say, Milk Crate Cafe, I'm having some second thoughts. I had a really bad experience there where somebody really messed up my drink and they had a dog that bit me and I was really upset. So I can take this review back and say, no dogs allowed. I will never come here again. And submit my review. I'm going to have my review is going to be updated with my new rating, my new praise or complaint or whatever it is I have to say about Milk Crate. And maybe I was a little harsh. Maybe I'm getting kind of embarrassed. I think I overreact a little bit. I can just delete my review altogether. So let's go back and say if I wanted to take a look at the Rodin Museum, I think this is great. I want to leave a review here. I think that this is also great. I had a lot of fun looking at art. And that's a 5 because I love art. So I have a review here. Now, here's the thing. Our restrictions for our paid services allows us to leave 3 reviews. And after 3 reviews, you have to sign up for an account. So if I wanted to leave another review, because you'll remember that I'm at 3 now, I could say, well, let me go to something, what's another one around here? I'll go to the, I don't know, this is terribly generic, but this is another place that I do a lot of homework in. This Starbucks actually has a really high rating as far as Starbucks goes. That's a funny thing about this project. You begin to see like the ratings of chains and how everybody just hates chains. Anyway, I like this Starbucks. It's fine. Now, if I want to leave this review, I'm already at 3, so I'm going to have a problem because now I'm going to have to get a subscription in order to leave a 4th review and a 5th review and so on. So if I want to make that review permanent, if I really want to share with the world what it is I'm doing, I could go pro. I could go pro, and since I'm logged in already, it'll give me the option for a 1 year or 1 month. 1 year sounds good to me for $10. Can't beat it. It's not bad at all. And I have my Stripe checkout here, which I know you guys have seen the Stripe checkout over and over again. So I won't go into that. That's about the same as you would expect for any Stripe transaction. Other than that, I think that the elements that we tried to emphasize here on was flat design. We tried to focus on material UI. of using card elements that are definitely not cores elements. I hate cores. I never want to deal with cores ever again. These card elements are going to be in the traditional flat design, using depth with the animations on mouse over animations to let you know where you're selected. Trying to use these subtle background patterns just to differentiate you from white elements, so you can understand where a card begins and where a card ends, as well as just trying to keep things in mind for resizing, for using mobile view, for using phone view, again, fully responsive. Because again, I think that Bonafide would owe itself quite a bit to mobile users, people that are on the streets and want to know what to do, where to go. So I think I'm talking too much about this now. There's more that could be said, but I think that this is what we're most proud of, and I can't tell you how happy that we are that this is wrapped up and we actually have something to flex with. So thank you for your time, and shout out to everybody else presenting.
Thank you, Ed. Great presentation. Great job with this project. And very nicely done. I love the look of that one. It reminds me of DC for some reason, and I don't know why. Just sort of the style of it. All right, next up we have Quan with Flight Log. You should be able to unmute yourself and show us your project.
Hey, hello everyone. Can you guys hear me? Let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right, so welcome to Flight Log. This is a digital solution for pilot to log in their flight hours without using the traditional paper one. And we keep our page design very simple because of the fact that we know that pilots are very technical people and they are very concise and simple to the point. So we keep everything simple, to the point, and intuitive without design. So let me move this over here. Okay, so once you go to the bay, you can go ahead and sign in or sign up. If you have a social account, Google, Facebook, you can use that, or you can also sign in with an email. Right now, just go ahead with Google and select an account. Once I'm logged in, I'm with it with the app flight page, and I would want to go to course. Doesn't work now. Okay, I would want to go to airplane, add a new airplane. I'm put in whatever random one, and I can select an image somewhere, which I don't have right now, but I can save. And when I go to flights, as you can see, I have a few of them already populated here. I can add a flight here. Let's see. I call it my flights. And select a date from the calendar view here. Flow. Let's say I visited BWI. And here is where you can put in a Skyvector link, which is a website where pilot plan their route. So let's see. I can put in, and then I go here, get the snippet, copy it, and go to flight log, put it in there, select the tail number, whichever airplane that I want to be, and then select my instructor, and just put in number of takeoff, 1. I'll put in 1 for everything for now. 1. All right. So total hour would be what, 2. Save, and you see it pop up right here. My flight. I can edit it if I want to. Change this to, let's say, 3, and this would become 4, and save. And something happened. Oh, why doesn't it work? But it should be edited. And I can view my total hour here based on whatever I put in. And with our plan, you can just add up to one airplane if you have a free account, and you can add as many as you want with a pay account. And on the setting page, display my name, my email address, and if I want to reset my password, I would click on that link, and Firebase would send out an email to my email address and let me do that. And yeah, that is flight log.
All right, thank you, Quan. Excellent work, and I like the simplicity of that. It's definitely no clutter, down to business, write your stuff down. Very nicely done, and thank you for sharing. Next up, we have David Pak with Sveza. David, you should be able to unmute yourself now. Trying again, David. Sometimes if we double hit that button, it doesn't work. Are you here, David? Let's try making David a co-host, then you can unmute yourself. You're a co-host now?
Oh, yeah.
There
Actually, my group member is presenting is Charles Cortinas, and Daniel Parr will be presenting right after him.
Oh, sorry. I misread that. Gotcha. Okay. Charles, you should be able to unmute yourself, and Daniela, you as well.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. All right. So we are Sveza, formerly Team Home. Our app is a team communication tool using a message board. We're fostering human connection by making the world a better place by encouraging soft, sweet human connection, just like the kind grandma used to make. So we have our, this is our homepage. We have this neat little interactive animation in the background that our teammate Eric Kimsey came up with using Particle.js. Our team consists of myself, Blake Konecker, Eric Kimsey, David Polk, and Zachary Arney on the web team, Daniela Para on our iOS team, and our project manager is Vera Simon. So we have our login and sign up available up here. We use Auth0 for authentication using either Facebook or Google. So I'm gonna go ahead and log in using my Facebook account. And it'll bring us to our dashboard page where you see a list of teams that you're currently a member of. Up here at the top, we can choose to add a team. If you need to add a new team. And then clicking on one will take you to the main message board page. This page will show you your team name and a list of message posts created by your team members. The administrator of the team can choose to invite people via email or phone number. And opening the user list will show you team members and their emails, along with the option to kick users. So down here, we can create a new message with a title and some content. Then we can tag our message. And you can also optionally add an image to your post. So once this is done uploading, we can hit save, and it'll add our new post down here. Clicking on a post will bring up all of the details. It'll have your user's avatar, name, title, and the contents, and the picture. You can choose to edit the message, delete the message, and it has the option to, when you create a message, you're automatically subscribed to receive email updates whenever a comment is added. And you can choose to unsubscribe if you'd like. And then you can leave a comment down here at the bottom. And then again, if you create a comment, you can choose to edit or delete your own comment. And there's a button down here to where you can like or unlike your own post. So our message board comes with a sorting feature. By default, it's sorted with their newest stuff at the top, but you can also change it so that the older stuff is at the top. And then you can click up here to the activity timeline, and it lists actions that have been taken by people in your team. So it lists whether you posted a comment or someone posted a comment or a message. Your stuff is over here on the right, and everyone else's is over here on the left to kind of keep those separated between the two. Then we have our settings page where you can change your avatar, you can change your name, email, phone number, and you can also opt into or out of emails and text messages. And then we have our billing. Standard for teams is a maximum of 5 members. If you want to create a premium team, for example, this one, you click select a team and go premium. And then once we enter this information, it'll make your team premium and you'll have an unlimited amount of members. So go premium. Then payment is a success. And then you can look and see, oh, it didn't show up there. There it is, our team is now premium. Okay, and I'll hand it off to Daniela now for our iOS portion.
Hey everybody, I worked on the iOS app, so let me share that with you, shall I? All right, so here we have the landing page. We've got our cool little logo. You can sign in with email and password, but let's sign in with Google because I already have an account in Teams, so I can show you how that works. We have Auth0 working to authenticate the user. And then bada bing, welcome Daniela, pick a team. So here I have 2 teams and it shows you which teams are premium and which ones aren't. I have Team Speza, and we just saw Charles do make some posts and messages there. So we can check out everything he's just done. So he made a comment. He also added another message. And so you can see that there, and it's right here. We can pull it up, and there's that awesome new image that he just added. I can subscribe to this message. Maybe I wasn't subscribed to before, and I want to know what's going on there. I can like his comment, but I can kind of unlike it. Turns out it wasn't that interesting. I can also leave my own comment saying this comment is better. And it will show up right there. I actually didn't like that comment, so let me just delete it. And it's like I was never there. So then I go back. So these messages are currently from newest to oldest, so I can switch it so that it's from oldest to newest and back. I can also create my own message. Maybe it's gorgeous outside, so I can write, so sunny. We should go outside. Ooh, can I spell? And I can add a photo. And maybe it looks like this, gorgeous, full of flowers. Let's add this tag as cool tag. And I will create this message. And when I create this message, it will bring me back to the page. And there's my message. And there is my image. There's no comments there yet. And I can just add a comment saying, let's go. And then you'll see it there. And then when I go back, let's say it started raining and it's not pretty outside and I just want to delete this message. So I can just delete it and it's gone, like it was never there. And it will also be gone from the activity timeline. We can also see who's on our team here. I can add a team member if I wanted to. And we have our settings page. Let me actually go back to my camping buddies. This is not a premium team, so you won't be able to add more than 5 users. So let me just try to add like a test@gmail.com, and it will tell you error. You're only allowed to have 5 users. So we go back, and this icon takes you back to your team, so you can always switch. I can go to Camping Buddies, or I can go to Team Speza. I can create a team. I know a lot of us are going into CS, so it could be a CS Study Buddies, and boom, I can create a new team. I can add somebody. Let me just add one of my team members. I gotta type it out. Zachary.arney@gmail.com. Invite. Oh, that's mine. I think it's the spelling. Let me do that again. I must have mistyped it. And boom, my team is getting bigger. So those are the basics. We have no messages, so you can't see anything here, but those are the basics of the iOS app. And the last thing is we don't handle any of the billing on the iOS side. You can just visit the mobile version of the app to do all of your billing and handle, ooh, that's my internet. Let me just load it again. To handle all of the mobile stuff, and we just take a peek at our mobile version. You can see there's our little login.
All right, very nice. Thank you very much. This is one of the hybrid teams that we have with both iOS and web members. It's very cool to see them working together and making one application that works on multiple platforms. Very nicely done. Thank you for sharing. Next up, we have Carrie with quiz time. All right, Carrie, you should be able to unmute yourself, and
okay,
there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. Sorry, I have my camera off because it was interfering. I'm going to go ahead and share our landing page. So we are team quiz time, and we are Alan, Joseph, Cesar, Keith, and our PM is also Keith. So quiz time is educational software. It's designed to support differentiated instruction, which is a popular theme in education these days. We're individualizing the learning environment for students. Our effort was to keep our application simple, intuitive, and straightforward, because we know teachers don't have a lot of time. So we want to make this easy for them. Our landing page provides some information about the application, some testimonials, and how to get started, and some links. So I have several tabs open so I can get through this quickly, but we do use Auth0 for authentication. The generated token becomes the teacher ID, the teacher being the main user of the application. So once a teacher logs in, they are routed directly to their classes page, where they can view classes that they have created, and they can also add a new class. So here we have several examples of classes. We can add a new class with a modal. We got some feedback last week about having our forms and actions that our user would need to take implemented as modal. So we made that adjustment last week. So we can go ahead and add a class, and we submit, and our class will be added to my many classes that I teach. I can go into a class. Let's go into ancient history, and I can see my current students. I also have a panel on the side that allows me to add my quizzes to the class. So I could select a quiz that I have made by clicking add. I could then assign this at a particular date. So this is implemented with Date Picker and SendGrid. So when I pick a date, then the students in this class will all receive an email routing them directly to that quiz, and I'll show you what their view looks like in just a minute. If I'm in this view, I can take a look at my students' historical quiz results. So here's a student who's done great in their quantitative disciplines, but is somewhat lacking in some of their behavioral. So social skills, fashion sense, those need a little work. sometimes those skills are somewhat mutually exclusive, but we can work on it. So from here, I can go ahead and add a quiz. I can move over to quizzes, and I can create a new quiz, and I'll just route to a different tab because I've pre-filled some fields here. So here I am adding a new quiz about ancient Greece. Now I'll spend a second talking about this key feature because this is actually right at the heart of our app, and this is where the differentiated instruction and individualized learning happens. A teacher can create a primary question, or they can add follow-up questions. So the idea would be, you know, the teachers are experts, they can make their own decisions, but they would probably write a question about something specific or a large concept, and then provide some what we would call follow-up questions to test that student's general understanding of that topic. So maybe they get the first question wrong about the Trojan War, maybe they get that wrong. They would get a follow-up question to see what do they actually know about ancient Greek history. So we could add that question. The teacher has the ability to add additional follow-up questions and additional primary questions, and then they can go ahead and submit that quiz when they're ready to. Then the student, whenever that quiz has been assigned, they will get an email, just kind of looks like this. They click on that link. This is again through SendGrid. They can take their quiz. According to legend, what strategy were the Greeks famous for in their effort to gain entrance to Troy during the Trojan War? So I know that one. Hopefully I'm not relying on Monty Python for my knowledge. So I'll click and then I'll submit, and then I get an update about my score. So I won't go through the whole thing, but the student would continue on through their quiz. And then that would be updated for the teacher. So as they go back to, and that quiz and this class are not connected, but that would be then updated in their quiz results. So some final things. We have a really nice avatar over here, which brings up some settings, also a logout. In the settings page, the teacher can add some credits, and that will give them access to additional quizzes. So I think I will go ahead and stop there. I know there's a lot more I could say, but it's been an absolutely fabulous experience and I've learned a lot. So thanks for watching.
Awesome, and thank you for sharing. Very nicely done. I like the topic as well, the Trojan War for your demo data. Very cool. Okay, next up we have Josue with Propertiesy. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You should be able to unmute yourself now and share your screen. And
I can't share my screen because Carrie's still sharing hers.
Oh, Carrie, could you please stop sharing and maybe having some trouble with Zoom. There we go. All righty.
Okay, hello everybody. My team worked on Propertiesy, the easiest property management app you'll find. An overview of our tech stack. On the front end we used React, Material UI, and the React Context API. We didn't want to use Redux because the Context API was going to be enough for us. Our app allows landlords and tenants to manage property information, rent payments, and maintenance requests. So this is the home page, you can sign up using this link right here. We implemented the sign up flow with Firebase authentication. I'm going to sign in. And you can sign up as either an owner or a tenant. And in this case, I'm going to sign up as an owner. So we're taken to the dashboard and we don't have any information yet since we just signed up. So the first thing we can do is go into the properties page, and here we can add a property. So I'll name it Lambda House. I'll put in some random information. Now we have added a property. Once we have a property, we can invite a tenant to join that property. So we go into the tenant tab. Right here, we have our tenant dashboard where we can see our current tenants. We can see pending invites, and we have the invite form. You can invite a tenant that already has an account. You can choose the property you want them to be put in, and you can choose the lease date. In this case, I'll make it this range. You can upload a contract. For the contract uploading, we used Uppy. And I'm just gonna upload a random PDF. Okay, so upload is complete now. Now we can send the invite. Invitation is sent, and we see right here the pending invites is shown. We could also view the contract that we sent along with the invite. Now, as a tenant, when you sign up, you'll be taken to this dashboard. And when you sign in, you'll have a notification that you were invited to join a property and to go to your settings. So we go to our settings where we have the invitation. We can accept, decline, or view the contract. And I'll accept. And once we accept, all the information of the property will be shown in the dashboard on the right side here. And as a tenant, we're able to submit maintenance requests. So if something went wrong in your house or needs fixing, you can submit a request for the owner to fix it. So I'll submit one saying there's a broken water pipe. I'll upload a photo. Once the photo is uploaded, we can submit the request. Work order submitted. And if I go back to the owner view, we can go into the work orders tab. We'll see that work order that was submitted. And we see the issue, which address it's at, and then we can view the image that was sent by the tenant. And then as an owner, we can check off the status of the work order request. So if it's in progress or completed, we can let the tenant know. So work order status has been updated. And if we go back to the tenant dashboard and refresh the page, we'll see that the alerts, the notification changed to completed. As an owner, you can go into the billing page and connect your Stripe account. Now with Stripe, we implemented Stripe Connect so that when an owner connects their Stripe account and a tenant makes a payment, the payment will go directly to the owner and not our application. So we can connect with Stripe. For now, we'll skip the account form. And it shows you that your Stripe account is connected. Now, if we go into the tenant view, we can go into the payments and submit a payment. And we'll use an email. Some random information. Make a payment. Payment has been submitted. And that should be it.
All right, thank you very much. Very well done. A lot of complicated features in this one, particularly with the 2 types of users and 2 views, which makes it a lot more complicated. Great work. Next up, we have Justin with Family Tabs. And just a reminder for everyone, we are getting a little bit short on time. So let's try to keep it zippy Please and thank you. Jonathan, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Hey, I can't share the screen yet.
Josue, if you could stop sharing. Is he frozen? There we go. All right, you should be able to share now.
Awesome. Hey everybody, this is Family Tabs. We're an application that allows families to schedule out every part of their life, allowing both parents and children to make changes to schedules on the fly and not have conflicts between different events. All right, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is sign up for Family Tabs. We used Auth0 for our authentication. So let's sign up with, let's say, someone named Jim Davis. All right, once we're signed in, the first thing we have to do is register our family. So it's the Davis family, Jim, and then any phone number. Once that's done, it takes you to the calendar page, but before you can use the calendar to register new events, it gives you a modal that says you have to manage household first in order to add members so that different members of the family can schedule their events. So let's go to manage household. Here we see Jim Davis's account that he just set up. So let's go ahead and add a family member. So Jim has a daughter named Sarah. She shares a very similar phone number. But she's not an admin. Okay, now she's added to the household. So that will allow Jim, who's just set up the account, to return and use the event calendar. So using the event calendar is really easy. You just set up a new event. Say Jim has a basketball game with his friends this weekend. You just have to indicate when that starts. So let's say it starts tomorrow at 6 o'clock and ends at 7. A quick game. You can create the event, go to the location, create it, and add the participant. And it should add the event. Now our successful events are in blue, our pending events are in orange, and any declined events that we have from the child account is going to show up in red. Because we just have 2 family members so far and Sarah hasn't done anything, we don't have anything but Jim's event currently. Okay, but let's see what happens if we log out and we want to log in as a child, his child, Sarah Davis. So let's sign up Sarah. Okay, you see now Sarah is logged in to the same Family Tabs calendar, except there is no hamburger menu for her. That's because there's no need for a child account to be able to add members, add admins or other children, or adjust settings. So child accounts are mainly limited to just adding events or seeing other events that are in the family. In other words, she can see what her dad Jim is doing. So let's add an event. Say she wants to go swimming. She has a swim meet. Okay. Say that's Monday after class at 5, and that lasts till 6:30. Swimming, and location is pool, and she's there. All right, and let's add one more event to show how this can go. So she wants to go to a party. She wants to do that Sunday night at 6 until 11. Brad's house, I don't know. Let's do Brad's and Sarah. Okay. So now we have 2 pending events. Both are colored orange because she doesn't know whether her parent account member has approved those yet. Let's go back into Jim's account. All right, now Jim can immediately go and say, hey, do I have any members of my family who need approval? Absolutely. So Sarah wants to do 2 things. What do I do to approve those? We need to go to child events. Here we see in child events, we have pending, approved, and declined. He looks, he sees the swim meet, okay, 5 to 6:30. That's great, that sounds good, I will be there. Approve, and immediately shows up on the approved window. He sees that she has a party at Brad's, and that's fine, but 11 is a little too late. So let's edit it first. All right, let's say 9 o'clock. That's fine. She's 16, she should be home a little earlier according to Jim. And he wants to know the address. He can put it in later. That does work. So that's approved. He can go back to the calendar and see that both of those are approved. And again, if it wasn't, it would be showing up as red. Now say he's used this for a while and he's ready to go to premium. He wants to add maybe another admin. Maybe he has a spouse or he wants more child accounts. He can just do so super easily through Stripe. He just pays. Immediately that shows successful. And when it does, premium logo comes up on the account and he's able to do all those things. All right, that's Family Tabs. It was Sonia Perret, Ryan Clausen, Michael Bogner, and me, John Justin. Thank you.
All right, thank you, John. And I love the premium logo. That's a nice little touch. Very nicely done with that. Next up, we have AD Ferris with On the Record. You should be able to unmute yourself now and show us some music.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. No. Have to share it again. Forgot the audio. All right, can you see my screen?
Yep, you're good.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is AD Ferris. And my team members are Adam, Das, and Francis. And of course, our PM, Keith. And our app is, it's on the record. It's a music review site. Before we start the demo of the site, let's start with our tech stack. So for our tech stack, we used React for the front end and Postgres and Express for the back end. So the reason we decided to go with the React front end is because of the virtual DOM, which helps with the development with immediate updates, high performance, and a clear UX and reusable components, which makes the development and maintenance a lot easier, and as well as adding consistency across sites. And of course, the one-way data flow would help with the debugging because only a certain part of the data that has been updated renders. And for the backend, we decided to go with the Express and the Postgres because of routing, which helps us to handle our HTTP request, set up our endpoints to handle HTTP requests, and configuring our database and setting it up is a lot easier. And it's also easy to expand if the need arises. That said, let's start with the demo. So every new user comes to our site, they will get a premium account for 60 days. That is the free trial. Once you are done with your 60-day trial, then you lose the privilege to write a review on either an album or a track. So if you're not a logged in user, the only thing that you'll be able to access from the landing page will be the search page, the search. So you can search for Bruno Mars. So you'll be able to see all the information that pertains to Bruno Mars albums, artists, and tracks. So if you decided to click on one, then you'll be required to log in. Since I've already set up my Google account, so I'm gonna log in with my Google account. It's the Firebase authentication. And once I'm logged in, it will bring me to the homepage. On our homepage, we get all this information from Spotify API. So we get the latest release and the popular track. As you can see, this album was released on February 7th. So this information is updated every day, and all the information are the latest. So the later day review, the album released was on January 30th. So you know that all this information is very up to date. And also the same with the popular track. So for example, I decided to search for, again, Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk. So I found the album. So I decided to play the sample. Since I'm logged in, I'll be able to play the entire track, but if you're not logged in, you'll be able to play the snippet. So one word of warning, the music is very loud, so I recommend that you turn down your mic to volume of probably around 10. Are you all ready? I'm gonna play you a sample. I've heard a sample of it, so I want to write a review. So I would say, I love. And I give it like 5 rating, 5 stars, and I'll save. So since I am the first one reviewing this, and my information comes up here, and I also can get my review, and I see that it's here also. So let's say we want to give a track review. Let's do a search again. Let's search for James Brown. I feel good. All right, I found the track. So if you see the icon here, it shows that I'm playing that particular track. So if I were to create a review for that is the track that I'll be reviewing. This, I feel really good. And I'll give it a 5-star rating, and I'll save. So if I come to my review page, I would also, it is there. So from my review page, I can come, and if I click on this, then I'll be able to see all the other people who actually reviewed it. So if I click on Das, then I'll be able to see all the stuff that all the album or track that he reviewed, and that would give me like a little bit of interaction. So I'll come back to my review. I can edit my review here. Okay, after listening to it after a while, I'm feeling iffy, so I would say not too sure about this one. If I love it. And I would say save. And that information is saved. And it's here. So if I change my mind, then I can completely delete it and will be completely gone. All right, and from my setting page, I also have like after 60 days, if I decided to continue with the being able to write a review, then I can buy a subscription either for a month or a year. And that'll be it on the record for music review.
All right. Thank you very much. I love the name. Great theming with the site too. Nicely done. Next up, we've sated our ears, so now our bellies. It's Don't Eat That with McKay. You should be able to unmute yourself now. Try again.
How's that?
There we go.
All right. I'm from Don't Eat That. We're under project manager Tristan Nye, and the team consists of myself, McKay Bonham, Edward Young, Peter Pham, and Vince Leon. And Don't Eat That is a recipes management site with a particular focus on keeping track of the nutritional content of your recipes and highlighting if there's any allergies you have that conflict with those recipes. If I just go in without signing in, then I won't be able to do much other than read other people's recipes, and I want to show off some other features. So let's look at sign up. We see that there's a CAPTCHA requirement if I was going to sign up with a new account. But since I have an account, I'll just go to log in. We have our login system through Firebase with sign in through Google and Facebook available. And when I come on in, you see my recipes straight away. Well, let's go first to settings, where we can add or delete allergies. So let's say I want to be allergic to artichoke hearts on this site because that might actually be true. I'm not sure. Then I can use the autocomplete feature to quickly select the correct spelling and so on of artichoke hearts. For billing, we have billing through Stripe. It shows that I'm already subscribed as an executive chef. The 3 levels of subscription are dishwasher for a free account, line cook for a monthly fee, and executive chef for a yearly fee. And coming back to recipes, we can now see if I click on one recipe, then I can view it in more detail. I can download it because I'm subscribed. I can edit it or delete it. And it gives me a picture, gives me the ingredients, the instructions, and then down at the bottom, because I'm subscribed, it has our nutrition information, including macronutrients, carbohydrates, protein, and fat, quantities, and % daily values. I can also see other people's recipes on the site. You'll remember I was allergic to avocados, so you can see this red highlight warning me that that's a recipe I'm allergic to. But if I click on another recipe, then I can also copy it to my own collection, which would make me able to edit it as well. But let's say I want to add a new recipe. So I'll go to New Recipe, and one of my favorite recipes that came to mind is Thai curry soup. I probably don't need olive oil. That's just an example ingredient to show the format. So I can select water, and the ingredient's name is auto-completed, and so are the units that the API thinks make sense with it. So I'll go with cups, onion, and curry powder. I'll go with a lot of curry. We have images with our site. We have drag and drop feature to add an image. So my mouse will work. I can drag and drop a curry soup thing onto here and put in instructions and click Save Recipe. And look, Thai curry soup has appeared in my recipes. I also forgot to mention earlier, if I'm looking at an individual recipe, I can rate it. But let's say, well, I don't actually know how to make Thai curry soup. So I'm going to import a recipe from another website. So I'll go to another website for curry soup, copy its URL, go to import recipe, paste the URL, and import. It picked an unfortunate image, but otherwise it works to have a much longer list of reasonable ingredients and other features. So that is our site. Don't eat that.
All right. Thank you very much and very well done. And now I am hungry. Okay, next up we have SentimentBot with Moin and Scott. So I will, Moin, you should be able to unmute, and Scott, you as well, and take us away.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Can anybody hear me? That's like the first thing people say. Okay, cool. So we're SentimentBot. I did this app with Scott. Yeah, we're a two-man team. So I did the Rails backend, and we both did iOS. So SentimentBot, the way it works, it's the way it works is you're trying to keep track of your team's feelings. So the way you do that is you send them a push notification survey, and you ask them how they feel. So so what they get is they get an option, an array of options of emojis and emoji's name, and you decide and customize how you want that. So when a user signs up, you could create a team or you could join a team. So once you create a team, you own that team as a manager, and you can have users join. So over here, I'm the manager with the manager interface, and I have 9 users. They're all fake, so that's a spoiler alert. And the only real one is Scott. You could verify that. He's on the Zoom. Okay. So I could delete them if I want, and you can see their last survey date. And on the Feelsy tab, this is called the Feelsy tab. So this is all the sentiment responses that I've gotten from my team members. So you could see some people are bored, happy. And on the right, there's supposed to be a associated selfie. But we also have robots for placeholders. As you can see, there's a lot of Scott, and there's also the faker data there too of other people. Okay. And over here, we have the reports. So we kept it simple. So an analysis of how everybody's feeling, and it looks like most people are sad, 25%. And we kind of color coded it. So, you know, it could go from like really positive green to like more negative red. Yeah. So we just have like, that's what we have. And right here, this is where I could schedule the notification from starting from today, weekly. So right now it's weekly. So let's change it to monthly. We'll keep it 1 p.m. and we'll add another feeling for them, feeling option. So we'll do like sad. And these are just the emojis we have as the MVP. Let's see what we got here. Do this. Okay, add this, and I'll schedule this. Oh, look, we have to wait 1 whole month. No, not really. Actually, I have the send now button, so I can send that now. And that won't affect the schedule. So let's do that right now. So that sent it to all my team members, that push notification, including Scott. And you'll see that soon. And what else do we have? We also have the light theme. You'll see more of that when Scott logs in. And then you can subscribe for unlimited teams. I know you guys seen this like 999,999 times, but here we go again. And then you could cancel. Yes, I'm sure. Cancel and cancel. Okay, so now I'll pass it off to Scott to show us the user interface and the cool login page. Let me stop sharing.
Okay, thanks, Mo. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. So as Mo said, he sent me a survey. So go down and look at my push notifications, and sure enough, there's a survey. And I'll say select happy. I'm in a good mood today, so that should accept it.
Scott, are you supposed to be sharing your screen?
Sorry.
No, good. I make that mistake all the time, and so don't worry at all.
Okay, there you go. So I've already accepted the survey. So I'll go ahead and log in. So on our login screen, we use Google sign in, or you can sign in with an email address, or you can sign up with a name and email address as well if you don't have an account. So let's go ahead and sign in. Okay, so now we have our user page, which shows me all the surveys that I've responded to. And this gives me there's the last one that I just accepted from Moen, which is the happy one. It shows me the actual emoji, the name of the emoji, where I was actually at when I accepted the survey, and the date that I accepted it. If I want to add an image to it showing how I feel for that survey, I can pick either from a photo, from a camera, add something to it if I want, and that'll show up on the side just like you see the other pictures. Also on the user account, you can go to a map view, and you can show all the surveys that you've done and where you were at with all the surveys. Shows you the emoji of the survey when you're at that position. You can click on it, gives you the name of it, and where you're at when you actually accepted the survey. Up at the top, you also have a nice information row that shows you how many surveys you responded to, the name of the team that you belong to, the last time that you did a survey. I can also change my profile picture if I don't like it by just tapping on it. And again, select either photos or a camera. We have a nice settings screen that you can go to, like Moen was saying, that you can change from light to dark mode. And also, if I decide I don't want to be on Moen's team anymore, I can say leave, but I'll go ahead and stay on it. So I'll say no, cancel that. And that's Sentiment Bot. Thank you.
Thank you. Your presentation makes me want to press the smiley face. Nicely done. Next up, we have Chad with Don't Send That Email. Chad, you should be able to unmute yourself and share your screen.
Awesome, thanks, Brian. Okay, we have don't send that email. Let me show you the team. So this is our team, thanks to Richard Verdier, Fred Cohn, Will Kwan, Jared Cuff, Ty Lee, and myself. Also, thanks a lot to Thomas Greenhall. He was our project manager. All right, so we all know how difficult it is to interpret tone of voice over text message or email. So don't send that email is the solution to that. So we'll get started here. We use Auth0 with the passport library to do our logging in. We're not going to roll our own security here, so we log in, and here is our list of messages for the free user. The free users get 5 messages, paid users get unlimited. So we want to create a new email or a message, and we have message to mom, and mom@gmail.com, and then we paste in our message, or we can type it. All right, so we wrote down our message, and then we want to edit it. So we add something else. By the way, I'll see you on Sunday. And then we can save it. And we have all these nice alerts that show the saved email. Now we aren't crazy about this version, so we're not going to see her on Sunday. We save it again. It gives us another version, so we can click back and forth between the 2 versions. Now, Watson is the beating heart of our app. What we do is we send off a JSON package or a JSON object of this text to Watson, and it sends us back an analysis like so. So we get a nice analysis with everything highlighted. So red is anger, blue is sadness, teal is analytical. So we can see how our message will be perceived emotionally. And if we're a paid subscriber, we can send it directly from our app, but I'm not a paid subscriber. And we can also, if we want to be paid, we go to our profile and we have our options here. We can decide to subscribe for 30 days, and that's we use Stripe, like I think everyone else, to do that. On top of that, we have, let me go back to the home. And so we have my other emails, and you can save a lot of versions. This one has 4 versions, and I can go through each one. I can analyze, and that is don't send that email. It helps us to connect with other people emotionally with our text. That is difficult to make those connections sometimes in email or text messages. So thanks a lot.
And thank you, Chad. Very nicely done. Great application. And Watson is super cool. One of these days, I'm going to get a chance to do more with it. Next up, we have Mike with Dev Profiles. Mike, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
All right.
There we go.
Let me share my screen. All right, that's showing up okay?
Yep, you're good to go.
One second, I just got a phone call. Sorry, I didn't want to listen to that for 45 seconds. All right, so we are Dev Profiles. I'm Mike. This is our landing page. Basically, what our website aims to do is make it easy for recruiters to find developers. So we've kind of reversed the application process and the job search. So instead of job searchers looking for companies, this is a way for companies to look for qualified applicants. So this is our landing page. We have a brief summary of what you can get out of our website. And then let's make a profile first, because we're all getting ready to apply or most of the labs is getting ready to apply here. So I already made an account to make this demonstration a little bit quicker, so we have some stuff. This is the dashboard where developers can see how much of their profile that they have filled out, and then they can go through on this menu and edit all the different parts of the portfolio. So this is the card that the recruiters will see, which we'll get to in just a moment. This is all editable, so you know, you can go by Mike now. And one of the cool features of our app is location. So this is a location. It's based off of GPS coordinates. You can put in links. These are all live. And then we also have an acclaim badge, which we verify through Acclaim's API. So only people who actually have a badge can show that, and then that shows up here. Here you can add places that you're willing to relocate to. So say I'm willing to relocate to Boston. We can do that, and we can you know, delete them really quickly. We can add skills, and it's auto completed based off of what is also on the website. So I can add that really quick, and I'm not good at making cakes, so I can take that off. And then we have a place for projects. So our card is expandable, and it shows projects, experience, and education. And then you'll notice that there's a little X and an edit button there too. So if we wanted to edit this project, we could just click that, and then we could do like dev profiles. And then yeah, that is, yep, dev profiles, there we are. So and then that's the same with experience, except now, you know, it's on experience and education. Billing, I'm lucky enough to know people to get an in, so I already have an active subscription. But there's an option for a monthly or a yearly subscription. And that's where that lives. And then, so view profiles. This is the main public page. Everyone can see this, but it's aimed at recruiters. It's a infinite scroll, so it'll keep going and going, even though it shows 6 at a time. You can filter by the job area. And then you can also filter by where they're willing to relocate to. So say I'm a recruiter in Boston. There's 21 full stack web developers that are willing to relocate to Boston. And then let's say that I'm a recruiter that wants to hire someone from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah, and then there's me, so that's good. Yeah, so that's our site. Thank you.
Thank you. Someone should hire that guy right there.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
All right, great work, team. Next up, we have, and we are getting close to the end, we have Brian Williams with V Beloved. Brian, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
You should have never unmuted me, Brian. That was a mistake. I'm kidding. Hi, guys. My name is Brian with the V Beloved team. We are the one-stop shop for everything wedding planning, minus the everything plus digital invitations, wedding registries, RSVP tracking, and guest list management. So let's go ahead and get started. So here we have our package section. So we have 3 packages. We have the Always tier, which is our free package, allowing you a limited number of guests. We have the Forever package, and then we have the Eternity package, which is forever and always, but better. And moving down to the invitation template page, we have 3 that you can choose from. So let's say me and my boo, we are perusing the site, and we like these invitation templates, so we're gonna go ahead and sign up with V Beloved and move one step further along this path to becoming the beloved versions of ourselves, hence the V. And so For our authorization, we use Passport.js. It was a little bit of a hassle at first for a long time, but eventually it worked out and we ended up loving it. It's, they have a lot of strategies. You can use Facebook, WhatsApp, Club Penguin, all kinds of crazy things. WeChat. So we're gonna go ahead and register. I'm not going to register as Nelly because that is my grandmother. That'd be weird. And I'm going to do Shirley Boo, my boo. And let's see, let's do Happy Place, Colorado. And register. So we've chosen our design template and we're going to the dashboard. Okay, so here on the dashboard, we have our invitation link. So this is the public link that you can send to your loved ones and friends. You can do that with any of these options up here. I'm not logged in at the moment. I won't spend time logging in. And then right here, we have the registry component. I'm just gonna make sure this is not losing. Okay, so we have the registry component. And you can, if you have a registry, so for example, if you created a wedding registry on Amazon, you could add the link here, and then it will link you directly to your wedding registry. Here is the RSVP section. So we use this chart.js for this. And when you have guests, those guests will appear here. So for the sake of expediency, we will add some dummy guests just to see how that chart fills up. And oh, you know what? I'm not registered under a high level account. So I'm gonna upgrade this tier real quick. I'm gonna enter in my number, make sure I get the numbers correct, and then upgrade to this forever package. Great, payment has been processed. And now I can see the extra users, awesome. So then moving on to the RSVP section, we have, these are the questions that are gonna be added to your RSVP. So you can add a question. We'll make this category food, and we'll say, what are you bringing? Add the question, save the question, and we have a pretty little blurb that pops up right there saying the questions have been added. And then here's our account settings. Actually, I've been living a lie. My name does not start with a B, it starts with an R. So I'm just gonna change that real quick. And great, so we're updated and we're ready to go and take a look at our invite. So here is the invite page. It's nice and simple, but it's honest. It was honest work. So we have a quick little schedule. We have the countdown. We have 2 blurbs about the wedding couple. This was me in a past life, or maybe a future life, I can't remember. And then below here, we have our love story, the love story of the couple. So we didn't get to create kind of more of a content management section, but if we had more time, maybe a couple more weeks or something, maybe another year, we would have added a lot more. So let's move on to the répondez, s'il vous plaît. That's one crazy thing I learned about RSVP. It's not an English acronym. It actually is French. It stands for respond, please. So here is the RSVP here. So if you were a public guest checking, you could just fill in this information, say which person you are associated with, what food you're bringing. I'm gonna bring bananas because coders like bananas from what I hear. And that's about it. So if you're already in our guest list, this will actually just update your information. So it will check for your name and your email and just simply update you. So let's submit this. And yeah, so that is it.
All right.
Oh, and our team, just one, sorry, shout out to our team, Shannon Atkinson, Hargo Bind, Atwal, and Noah Amar, and Sabat Timoso. You guys are awesome. And Brian, you're awesome. And everybody else, everybody's awesome.
Well, thank you for that. Lots of awesome people around in this group today. Next up, we have Tyler Pearson with Stock Trainer. All right, Tyler, you are up, and then we have 2 groups remaining after this.
All right, everyone, this is Stock Trainer. It's myself, Andrew, Jun, and our PM Ahmed who made this. I gotta move the Zoom controls here for a second, sorry. So Stock Trainer is all about learning about stocks and their indicators and everything. So if you're getting into investing in stocks, this is a great way to try this out. So we sign in with Auth0. I have an account with GitHub. So right here is the dashboard. So we've got 3 indicators of like what you'll see from these. So if you click them, it'll actually take you to the Investopedia site, which is all like a big site about stocks and can tell you more than we can. You can favorite up to 10 with a free user, but then after 10, you have to sign in to save an unlimited amount of stocks to yourself. So you can upgrade, which will take you to the billing page, which explains a free user and a premium user, and we use Stripe just like everybody else. And then the reports page, you can actually just search a stock yourself. We'll just do this, and for a date, and this is not able to get that one. Okay. So it shows an error on that, so get apples. So this is just a price stock of like whenever, all these other ones, this is all live. And then you can go to the help page, which will explain all those indicators. So if we do average to range, which is one of those things, it'll tell you a little bit about it, and it'll take you to the actual page again about it for more information. And then you can go back to the dashboard and say like you didn't like this one, so you can unsave it. You can click from here to this right away and click the stock which doesn't like, but this is also an infinite scroll, and this is just the live stock data, but that is our app.
Awesome, very nicely done. I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm gonna be rich soon. Just picking those right numbers. Okay, next up we have Chris Honda with Lodgel, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Chris, I think you'll correct me if I'm wrong. You should be able to unmute yourself now.
Yeah, you got it right, Brian. We are Lodgel. You can all see the screen with the correct application, right?
Yep, perfect.
Sweet. All right, yeah. So I'm Chris. This is our team. Kelly, me, Ronald, Nando, and William. We worked on this. Lots of you know us. We were all CS 12 p.m. So hello, everyone. You probably missed us. So this is Lodgel. What Lodgel is it helps property owners, especially people that have multiple properties, rent out their properties on short term to people that are looking to stay. So this is what our landing page looks like. I'll spare you what the login looks like because you all know what it actually does, what it looks like. And we did our authentication through OAuth and Firebase. This is worrisome. This is very worrisome. So what normally happens is you can open up a property here. You can say this is an old house. And I'm just going to throw in an address here. It's this place and here. And we can upload photos of the property because you want to attract people to look to. You want to attract people to it. My goodness. By having an attractive picture of your home. So I'm going to upload this house. And after it's done uploading, we're going to be in good shape. It's going to close out. And you can also determine the price that's going to be set, and everything can be paid through Stripe. And the nice thing about this application is you can have different assistants that normally by default will take care of a property. So I got Tina Turner here. She lives in the area, and we know that she's a really good cleaner, and she's always on top of her stuff. So I'm going to assign her to take care of the property. Fantastic, they're back. And one of the star points of this application is that certain things have to happen during each visit. So we have guests, and we know that they're going to need certain things. They're going to need a bed. They're going to need food, depending on the property. So before the guest gets there, we know the bed needs to be made. All the doors need to be locked so they're safe. And we need to put the key. We need to hide the key where the guest is going to be able to find it. Sometimes things need to be done while guest stays. And then after the guest stays, we know there's things that are going to need to be taken care of as well. So we got to make sure the beds are re-prepared and that the doors are going to be relocked. And you can add items that, if you think of items that need to be done, like here, I'm going to make sure to turn the gas on so the house stays warm. Turn the gas on, check, boom. Guests can log in, and you can take a look at when they're checking in, when they're checking out. You can help them edit their reservation and also keep track of their visit based on how much has been done. And after you've connected with Stripe here, so you can subscribe either for basic free, which is free for a while, and you can have up to 5 properties, or professional, where you can have as many properties as you want. Also done through Stripe. You can check out a guest here, click checkout, and look at that, the receipt's already been paid, or the invoice has been paid. And I don't know why it's not giving me the receipt, but it'll print out a nice, pretty receipt that you can print out, hand directly to the customer, and keep one for your records as well. And this is Lodule.
All right, nicely done. I like that snowy castle. I want to stay there. Super cool place. Okay, last up, we have one of my favorite ideas and concepts, knowledge without college. Sarah, you should, Sarah, you should be able to unmute yourself and show us your work.
So can you hear me okay? And
yep,
see?
Perfect.
So I am from Knowledge Without College. The other team members were Charlita, Yusuf, Brian, Savannah, and myself. And our PM was Sadrak. And this is a job board trying to encourage employers to search for desired qualities and skills rather than a degree. So it's very focused on job postings that do not have a degree requirement. This is our landing page. It has all the jobs listed that are posted and are marked as active. And so I'm going to go ahead and sign up. And once your passwords match, then you can actually click the button, and we use Firebase for authentication. And once you sign in with any account, it redirects to the landing page. But if you have never filled out your account information, then it will pop up this modal every time you come back to this page, because we really want to encourage our users to complete it. So I'm just going, wait, I can't do this one. Okay. Just going to put in random stuff. You can also add an image. I'll show that in a second. That is through Cloudinary. And I'll go ahead and save. And now I'm an authenticated user who has account information. So first I'll just show the account settings. It shows that you haven't purchased any job postings, shows your account information. And then you can redirect to the billing page, open this change password modal that is also handled through Firebase. And from this page, you can edit your account, and I'll just add an image if it will. Okay, there we go. Oh, I got impatient, now it's mad. And I'll just, whatever, I'll throw something up there. And it loads that as your account profile. Now it's being very slow. Go. Okay. And so now this is what will show for all of your job postings, like as your company logo or whatever you would choose it to be. And you can cancel. Oh, I didn't save. Okay. If I had saved it, it would have changed it, but I got ahead of myself. So that's the default avatar. But it does save the updated one. So now since I have 0 job postings purchased, I can come to here. We have some error handling, like if you try to purchase without it, it wants you to choose an option. And this is going to be the same as everyone else. And you purchase. And once it's been processed, it lets you know, and it will update so that you can see your balance. Eventually. And that was once it hasn't loaded it. So once it gets the request to see what your balance should be, it updates it there. And we're gonna go ahead and just post a job. And if you leave this toggle inactive, it will not show on the landing page. You will only be able to access it through your account. And we didn't want to completely take away business from companies that do require a degree, so we have that as an option for either one. And then you can choose a search category for the landing page that you can use to filter the jobs that are posted. And so we'll save it and it redirects you to that individual jobs posting. And these all open like your default like email service. It'll open a new email template with the information about this job that Apply will send to the inbox that you chose whenever you create your account. Share, we'll leave it empty and just have the link so that you can share it with a friend. And Report sends an email to our customer service if the posting is inappropriate or fake. So then say you want to edit your job posting. This was in the wireframe to have the postings on the billing page, so we just kept that. We were not certain on if that's the best user experience, but that's where it is for now. And I made this tiny, but if you click on the name of the posting, it'll just redirect you to it. So if it's inactive, that's the only way to get to it, to see it through your own account. And then you can also edit it and change information about it or turn it inactive. And within this page, I think the only thing I haven't shown is the filtering. So you can filter based on category. And then within this, you can search by the job title as well. So it helps you find that. And that is Knowledge Without College.
All right. Thank you very much. Very well done. And that is the end of our presentation. So for guests that have stuck through the whole time, thank you very much. For all of the teams, fantastic work. Great job presenting. It's been a pleasure working with you. And I'm always excited to see what you go on to after doing these projects. So that is the end of this meeting. For the students in Labs 9, we're going to do a little bit of a hangout, and then we have activities to send you on your way for your next steps. So I'll see you in a little bit. Everyone else, thank you. Have a good day, and bye-bye.